Welcome to Reframed. I'm your host, Brooklyn Grady. Let's reframe your approach to business and life together. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to Reframed. I'm so excited for the guest I have today. Megan is someone that I have known for, over 5 years, I think. I have personally booked Megan for my own hair and makeup for brand shoots, and I've had her come in for clients, and I recommend her to all my clients whenever they ask for hair and makeup in the Sioux Falls area. She's at the top of my list. So I would like to formally welcome Megan Bertsch.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. I am so honored that you took the time to join us today. And I would love for you to just tell the listeners a little bit about who you are, what you do, how you help people.
For sure. So I am based in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I am a makeup artist full time. I do a lot of makeup for like photo, video. I work with Miss USA quite a bit. And then I do bridal as well. And it's really become like a growing career around here as more and more people book that kind of thing for photography. And it's been a journey for sure to get here, but I really love what I do, and it's really great for professionals photography. I recommend it. I've gotten to meet so many amazing photographers, and we're just like a little creative team that makes everyone's shoot go great.
Right, and make everyone look great, feel great. Do you see a big transformation when clients come in, like even in their demeanor? If they come in, do they come in nervous? Can you talk a little bit about what having professional makeup does for a person?
Definitely. So I think a lot of people haven't even gotten it done before, so they don't really know what to expect. And usually, I don't know, they don't think they're like, I want to say they don't think they're worth it, but like, a lot of them are moms, a lot of them like are business owners, and they're like, oh, I'm not a glam girl, like,
I don't need this, it's too extra.
Yeah, but it's like, no, you are so worth it. And it makes such a difference. So, I really just ask lots of questions about, how you want to look and the photos you're doing. And we go from there. And usually I just kind of like make people feel super comfortable. And makeup's kind of fun. It's kind of relaxing. It's a good vibe. And by the end, usually they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could look like this. And it's really great for photos. You don't have to, sit at home trying to figure out what would look good. You have someone that knows what's going to photograph good. So really, you just have to show up for your shoot.
Just show up. It beats having to sit on YouTube looking at tutorials of how do I apply eyeshadow? Where do I put my blush? I'm guilty of doing that, getting very frustrated.
It's a lot, especially you have so much going on during your shoot. You're thinking about like what to wear, like your hair, like...
Right.
I don't know. Modeling, a lot of people aren't like professional models. They're thinking about all that. It's just one less thing to worry about, I guess.
And when it's somebody that does it full time, like it's something you have committed your life to perfecting. Like it's your craft, it's your business. So your skill level is so much greater than the average Joe. And even if you do it on the side, like talk to me about your transition from going like part-time. Did you ever have a job in addition to doing makeup and then to where you are now?
Yeah. So it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually started doing makeup 10 years ago, which is crazy.
Way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, I was like an art nerd before I was a makeup artist.
Go art nerd. So was I.
Right. I feel like that's usually how
you get into it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, I remember straight out of high school, I was really into like painting and things like that. And I was going to college for art actually. And I started working at Sephora just like kind of as a part-time fun job.
Yeah.
And I ended up not really liking art school and really liking doing makeup.
Hey, it worked out.
Yeah, totally. So I actually moved to Minneapolis and went to a makeup school there. And that's kind of where I learned how to be like a professional makeup artist, and
Okay.
it was still just such like a different time then. Like social
Right.
media wasn't as big, and like it was really, I feel like being a makeup artist didn't exist in Sioux Falls.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. There were a couple, but nothing crazy. So yeah, I moved back home. I had to be licensed. I got my license, and then I actually worked under like a makeup company for a long time,
Okay.
and just kind of showed up on weddings and gained experience that way. But I worked at Sephora still, and then like weekends I would do weddings.
Okay.
And then like just kind of more and more, I got like more confident doing makeup, and people started requesting me, which was really cool.
I want to book Megan, just Megan, no one else.
I'd be like, me? What?
Like, what?
Yeah. And I ended up going back to college too, actually. I got my business degree and just kind of did weddings on the weekend. Yeah, I paid for it doing makeup. It worked out.
That's impressive. Good for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I felt like I wasn't done learning, I guess. But so I was still part-time, like quite a few years in, and then COVID happened, which was cool.
Lovely. Yeah, so cool.
So fun. Yeah.
Especially for entrepreneurs. So great.
Right. Yeah. Great time. It was when a lot of people started businesses.
Yep. I built my studio 2020 shut down. I get it.
So that's what happened. So I got kind of dropped by my company I was working for because we didn't have any work. And at the time, I thought it was like such a bummer. Like my life was over, and like it ended up being such a blessing.
The best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, I just kind of overnight was like, okay, I need a website, I need headshots, I need an Instagram. I'm going to figure this out, or I'm not going to make any money. And so, I remember I had like a paper, like regular planner. And every other day I wrote posts, like just post every other day.
Just post, no just do it.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And everything blew up like overnight, literally overnight.
That's amazing. Was it word of mouth? Was it online? Where was your biggest traffic coming from?
A little bit of everything. I'd say a lot of people in the wedding community, especially, kind of knew me already. So I just like announced I was going on my own, and everyone was like, ooh, are you free this day? Are you free this day? Like, just kind of overnight. I'm like, people want me? Like, that's just awesome. Me? That's so creepy. And then from there, I think I just grew on social media so much, but that's kind of my main where I get my clients now.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just fun, we're kind of a community over there. Yeah. And I'm on Google and all of that. Sometimes people find me there, but I'd say Instagram really changed my life, just posting every day.
Really? That's where you saw the most growth?
Which now it's kind of, I know a lot of people are getting burnt out from that kind of stuff, like myself included a little bit.
Yeah, I can see why it's kind of can be a time suck, and it takes a lot to stay consistent on, for sure.
Right, but just like the reward you get from it is so good. Like, yeah, you can take breaks and come back, but it's really good to do, for sure. At least if you're a makeup artist.
It honestly is really helpful for photographers too. I mean, when you're a visual, anything service related that you offer that's visual and can look pretty in a little square, I say Instagram is so useful, right? Like, especially with your artistry, like makeup, you can see a difference so clearly in a photo, even better in person. But like Instagram specifically probably could benefit you a lot. And even choosing the type of social media you use, I guess it's kind of a tangent I didn't really plan on talking about, but like even for you, I suppose there's probably, have you seen more success in Instagram versus like Facebook or LinkedIn, or like, I feel like those wouldn't maybe be as natural fits. Facebook maybe, or Pinterest even. Have you gotten into Pinterest at all, or where do you hang out mostly? Just Instagram?
It's a lot of Instagram for me, just again, I think because it's that visual.
Yeah.
And I think just like my demographic, like a lot of them like to hang out there. I like TikTok, but I feel like it's not very good for local business. Right.
It doesn't like maybe bring you sales or leads. It's more general audience building and
and then Facebook's good. I feel like I get a little more of the older crowd there, which is fine. Google's good. I've heard Google and Yelp are supposed to be like really blowing up the
Yeah,
next few years for sure. But
that's what
it's
I heard
still,
too.
I think Instagram's the most fun. So that's what
Yeah.
I
And where
enjoy.
your demographic hangs out. Like if your ideal clients are there, it's a smart use of your time too. And if
For
you
sure.
enjoy it, like there's no sense in showing up if you're not having fun too.
Yeah.
Like
I think
take the app
people can
off. Or,
totally, yeah, people can sense that. Like if you're
Mhm.
enjoying what you're posting or not, like
Yes, for
they
sure.
respond to that.
Yeah, they can feel the energy.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about what about your job lights you up? Like, what do you really love about what you do?
I think it's just so cool, like meeting so many different people.
Yeah.
And I think women are so freaking cool.
Absolutely. Go women.
Yeah, like bringing out what's on the inside to the
Right.
outside, being
Mhm.
like, you should be confident, you should love yourself. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's just, I have some really great conversations with different women and I keep up with a lot of them. You know, it's kind of that relationship back and forth. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Keep
working
in
with
touch.
other like women business owners too is so cool. So I love that. Like the art of it's really cool too. Like I love doing a good creative shoot where you just work so hard and you see the photos and they're like super beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great too. But it wouldn't be anything without the people, I don't
The
think.
people that make it, the women,
Yeah.
the killer
Sometimes
women. Sometimes
men.
guys.
Sometimes
Yeah.
boys.
They
But
need a
yeah.
little fresh look once in a while.
Oh yeah. Every once in a while.
Do you have a favorite shoot that you have ever helped on?
Oh man.
Or a few? You don't just have to pick one if there's a few that come up.
Yeah, there's a few for sure. One that just like lives in my heart for sure. I did one with this nonprofit called Rare by Design, and they
Okay.
do awareness for people with disabilities.
Amazing.
And the shoot we did was really cool. It was huge, like it was a huge shoot, but it was just like taking different people with disabilities like modeled for it.
Okay.
And we did the hair and makeup and everything. And it was just kind of however they wanted to look and like whatever they wanted to focus on. Like we had like people in wheelchairs where like, you know, we would do photos where it looks like they were standing up and like
No
playing
way.
tennis or like, we had this couple that was so cute. They did like kind of a 1920s little like cute
Fun.
shoot, like just whatever they wanted to. We had a girl, she had Down syndrome and she loved Twilight. And we did like a Twilight theme for her. It was so good.
Man, I want to go look up the shoot. Does it live on a website or something?
Probably just Rare by Design. I bet you can find it.
I'm going to find it. I'll link it in the show notes whenever I find it. But Rare by Design. That is so cool. Was it a nonprofit in Sioux Falls or where was it based out of?
Yeah, they're based out of Sioux Falls. The owner's name is Kendra. Gosh, I can't think of her last name, but she's amazing.
Cool.
And we did a fashion show together too. That was really cool. But stuff like that, like I don't think I made any money off that, but it sure was amazing.
Made impact. I love that that's the first one that came to your mind too. It's about so much more than just your work or getting paid most days.
For sure. Yeah, and just like making a difference, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's the coolest thing. Like a lot of
You're such a good person. Yeah. What's that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
If I can't donate money, I like to donate my time.
Good for
my
you.
skills.
Yeah, use it. And when you have a creative skill too, there's so many ways that you can share that with others.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I think like I don't know, anyone can do stuff like that, you know? You just gotta find a few things you can do. Make a difference.
Make a difference. Oh, you're a gem. Cool. Well, can you talk a little bit more? Well, seriously, I don't just say that just to like shower you with compliments because I've worked with you and I've known you for a while. So I feel like I can genuinely say that.
Well, thanks so much. I try.
Yeah.
I think like, I don't know, having a business is cool. Like you want to make money, but you also want to be a good person. Like leave the world better than you found it.
Yes. I agree, and I'm here for all of that. I think it is easy to get greedy or just see. Obviously, you need to make money to live. Like it's kind of
Right.
necessary. But when it's
I had to learn that the
like a
hard way.
bigger Did you?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. Was it a struggle? Was it a business struggle?
I think just when you want to be like everybody's best friend all the time, like people try it, you know,
Yeah.
can't always be like the nicest person ever.
Right. You have to have boundaries too.
Yeah, but you can like 90% of the time.
You can usually be the nice person, but sometimes the hammer has to come down. Can you talk about, that's okay. I'm surprised I haven't had a kid come in here yet. About like the ups and downs. So you mentioned, you know, having to learn it the hard way. Is there anything that comes to mind throughout your business so far that like, how do you weather those ups and downs?
Oh, yeah. I've been working a lot this year. I say this every year, but just like learning to say no a little bit, because if you
so
take,
hard.
Yeah. But yeah, if you don't take any days off, like, you know, you say like, if you don't fill your cup, you can't do that for others. And yeah, the burnout's real for sure.
It really is.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know, there's this like saying I like, it's like being a business owner is great. You get to choose which 80 hours you work a week.
Right. Or the 24/7 hours that you work a week.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want a 9 to 5. So now I work 24/7.
I love those reels. It's very relatable. And even when you're like out of the office, you're still thinking about it because it's your business and you're solely responsible for it.
Yeah. And just like one thing that I think happens when you do reach some success is just like thinking it'll all go away.
Yes.
If you don't stay 24/7.
Yep.
And like, no, it won't.
No. Right. The scarcity mindset kind of sets in that, if I don't keep grinding this hard, it's all going to go away. People are going to stop booking. I'm not going to have this income. So then you just keep on that hamster wheel and it burns you out. Have you, speaking of like having success and stuff, have you found any way to help alleviate like burnout, or how do you avoid it? Do you have any things you put in place to help manage that?
Yeah, so one thing that's really worked for me is just like getting re-inspired, like remembering why I love what I do. So I just took some education. I was actually just in Toronto, and just a makeup artist I really like and follow. She's Canadian and she had a class there, and yeah, just actually meeting like other people from my industry. Like it gets so isolating around here sometimes. There's just not that many of us. So like it's really nice to like talk with other people, like learn something new. Like I'm so excited to get back to work now.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that helps definitely. Like I know it's a luxury to be able to travel and do things like that, but yeah, I recommend like taking education or, you know, even something small, like maybe having a lunch with like other people in your industry, something like that really helps. And then also just having good structure in place, like having set days off, like having set like times you respond to people, like things like that, I think help so much. I remember I listened to a business podcast once that was like, I think people want to just like give up and take a break when they're burnt out.
Right.
But that
just like throw up their
fix-
hands and toss in the towel.
But they said it's kind of like taking a break in your marriage. Like, does that fix anything?
That's so true. It does not.
No, like you're just going to keep getting in that cycle. So like, I think hiring like a business coach was one of the best things I ever did, who just got me organized. Like AI is so good now. There's so much stuff you don't have to be doing that you could delegate, get like an assistant if you need it. Like, just good systems help a lot. It's the boring part of business when you're an artist. Like,
it
you
totally
don't
is.
do it.
But it helps.
Yeah.
It's that business side that comes in. Was when you went back to school for business too, do you feel like there was things you learned in that experience that you have used now as a business owner?
For sure. I think one of my favorite classes I took was like marketing.
Yeah.
Just learning about like, they call it different names, but like, you know, the funnel.
Yep.
of how
Getting
all
people
that
in.
works was really great. And I took another class I really liked. It was like small business management.
Yeah.
And the guy who taught it was actually like, he owned a bunch of restaurants for like years and
Okay.
years. And I remember like one thing that's always stuck with me that he said was just how you make it right, like no matter what for
Yeah.
people. Like you kind of
Yes.
take the blow if you like can make it right for your
It's always
clients.
worth it to make it right for them.
Mm-hmm.
Such a
So
great
that
perspective
is
for a small business.
Yeah, totally. And like,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to like get walked all over either,
Right.
but like, I don't know. I just thought like coming from someone who had like all those businesses, it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not, you know, could leave my ego at the door about that. Like maybe
Yeah.
there was some miscommunication, like always
Right.
make it right.
Yeah. Go out of your way just to be a good person. And that always wins. I feel like there are so many business gurus or experts that like to, you know, throw strategy at you, and it's maybe a quick fix or a appealing way to like get rich quick thing. But in most cases, it's not centered around the client. And so someone's getting shorted, and it's usually your client. So it's like, if you can, it's usually a longer game, but if you build up a really like loyal client base, like you said, if people are referring you, like you do a really good job, and then your friend has a wedding and you're doing their bridesmaids, and then she gets engaged and she needs someone to come do makeup, like you're the first person that's going to come to mind if it was a really good experience. So like the payoff, I feel like, of always letting the client like make it right with the client is such a better long game approach than ever trying to be selfish about it, especially owning your own business.
Totally. Like it's a very real thing. I feel like have you seen there's like people who make TikToks and stuff that's kind of like making fun of their client.
Yeah.
And I know it's like geared more to like your industry, you know, like other photographers or other makeup artists will like think that's funny, but it's like, I don't know, that's how you get like a bad taste in people's mouths, I think.
I don't think it helps your reputation in the long run. Like even if it's a quick laugh. I felt that way on an offshoot, even about motherhood stuff that I've seen where people will mock their kids or like even animals, like owning them as if the responsibility of having something to look after, take care of is like their fault, versus you being the one that had, you know, made the choice to bring on an animal or have a child, like have that responsibility. It's like, no, they're not the burden here. Like you made the choice to bring them into your life. Like they're not, or even like the mommy wine culture that's super huge too, of like being like, oh, it's 5:00, I need my wine, like my kids have been upset. And I get that coming from like having that busy schedule or overwhelm, or like having to take your puppy out 10 times because they're potty training or something. Like it is a burden, but in the end, like, that just rubs me the wrong way. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there.
No,
but
I totally get it. Like, I didn't grow up with my parents having social media because
that wasn't a thing. Yeah,
I can't imagine like looking back, like you posted that.
Can you imagine? Right. I mean, like that was about me. Like I made you need a drink because I was out of control.
I'm sure I did.
Right. Like... I mean, I probably did. But it's still not, I don't appreciate that approach. But anyways, back to business owning and entrepreneurship. I would love to hear your advice for anyone that's listening that wants to go out on their own. Maybe they're like a photographer on the side or a creative of some kind. Maybe they're an aspiring makeup artist. What advice do you have for them? Like how to navigate becoming an entrepreneur? What steps would you say to take if you want to pursue your business full time?
Definitely. I think it's just the hardest thing to get started, like to have that like confidence in yourself. Like I can do this. And just like, you just got to start. like, you don't have to be perfect. I think people get so in their head about like, oh, I'll do it next year because it's not perfect this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's never going to be perfect. Like, look at anybody's feed or, you know, the pictures they used to take, anything. It was never like they started
Perfect.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think like just getting out of your head is so good and just starting. Also, you know, the practical stuff, you want to do it the right way. Like,
Right.
make sure you got your business license and you're paying taxes and
You're legal.
all that fun
Yeah.
stuff. You got
The
a good
super fun stuff.
contract.
Contracts for sure. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And there's really great like resources out there. You can like meet with people who are probably more educated than me about like how to start your small business and get all that in a row. But
Right.
yeah, get that sorted. I think it helps just having like goals, like maybe a good like 6-week goal you can hit. Cause yeah, like when it starts, like when you're like, oh, I have years and years to get this together, you'll take years and years.
It's going to be probably that plus a few more years.
Yeah.
So you think someday I'll put it off. I'll do it then.
Mm-hmm, for sure. But yeah, as far as like actually just building clientele and like growing, just showing your stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be perfect, but one thing I still do to this day, like I'll just bring people in, like, can I do your makeup? And just take a bunch of content and have stuff to post and post it all.
Yeah.
It might not be your favorite thing, but like you can get it out there.
Yeah.
Practice a ton, meet lots of people. I did a lot of just sliding into people's DMs when I got started.
Pitch yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone you like, anyone you admire, anyone you want to work with, maybe someone you want to like model for you, any of that, just reach out. Like, especially if you're in like a smaller community, like it's such a community, like just getting in there is so good.
That's such great advice. Just put yourself out there. All of this stuff is applicable too for photographers. As I'm hearing you and I'm imagining you, you know, approaching people for makeup, I'm thinking, okay, as a photographer, we do the same thing. Like build your portfolio, get work that can show what you can do. And really done is better than perfect. Like just try it, keep practicing. And you'll get there.
Yeah. And even just like showing what you want to do. Yeah. Like where you want to be. Yeah. Like people might not be booking you for that right now. So do like a shoot or something that's like what you want to be shooting.
That ideal client.
Yeah, post that.
Right.
And then be like, people book me for that all the time. What do you mean?
Absolutely. Well, they say like you sell what you show. So if you start showing like for you, like Miss America, you've done what, Miss North Dakota? And
most of the girls in the Midwest, like South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Wyoming, Colorado.
That's incredible.
Thanks. Yeah. Iowa. Cool. It's been cool. You probably noticed even like I have been trying to make that switch. Like I could be booked with bridal like 5 million times over, which is fine, but it burns me out so bad. I only do 2 weddings a month anymore, so I don't post as much of that.
Right. Good for you.
Yeah, and like, you know, there's so many like newer artists who like love doing bridal, so I'm like, go to them.
Absolutely. And as you grow, that feels like a natural transition. I can relate to that too with photography. I did weddings early on and they burned me out. And as I'm sure as a makeup artist too, like it's long days, it's your weekends. It's usually your summer weekends when you would love to be enjoying the nice weather too, or doing something fun. And then I found my passion being more in portrait work and branding and serving those clientele, and likely for you too, if you're meeting more women either in the pageant circuit, or I know you've done branding work too. It kind of transitions a bit with you too as you grow. I feel like as you get older and you just grow a little bit more.
Yeah. And it makes sense to do like everything when you're starting out.
Right.
But like,
see what you like.
Like, why should you be doing anything you don't want to do? Like,
no, life's too short for that.
Yeah.
We're not here for that.
Right. And I like weddings, but I feel like I enjoy them a lot more now that there's not 50 of them.
Right. You look at your schedule and it's like back to back to back. I bet you need to wear good shoes. Do your feet ever get tired?
Yeah. Nikes are usually pretty good. Pharrells are pretty good.
Your go-tos. You're like, I got all the brands.
Yeah, but I'm getting old, you know. Like, it's hard on your body.
Well, I feel you there. If you're old, then I'm really old, Megan.
Oh no, I feel like we're like the same.
We probably are the same age. We're both getting old. When people start like doing dances that I have no clue and saying words like, what was the last one I heard? Like skibbity or something. I was like, what is this? Like, this is not English.
Or when you try to use it and the kids are like, no.
Like, nice try. Total fail.
Like, no. I remember I did makeup for this like birthday party that was like Taylor Swift themed. And I did like little glitter hearts on all the girls. It was really cute.
Oh, cute.
They were like 10 years old. And we like took a little group photo at the end. I'm like, everybody say slay. And they were like,
what? Like, who are you?
I don't know.
Is slay old now too?
I still say it every day. Probably.
Okay, we are officially old.
Yeah, oh man. Whatever.
Who cares? Let's own it. I saw a reel the other day and it was like, I'm going to wear my short ankle socks to the gym just to show all these girls that I am a millennial. Like, proud millennial moment.
Right. Like, it's too much sock. Like, that big sock.
No, I ain't got time for like a full crew sock. My legs get hot.
Yeah, and you get like the mark on it. Yeah. Well.
Man, I can't keep up with the trends.
Not me either. I do my best. I am on the TikTok, but
TikTok,
it's like millennial talk for sure.
I love TikTok. I feel like they've got the algorithm down so well with generating content. It's always on point.
Oh yeah, totally.
Amazing. Well, before you go, I have, first question, I ask this to everybody, the last question. So I'll ask you this too. If you could choose one word that you want people to remember you by, what would it be?
That's a really good question.
Sorry, I kind of put you on the spot there with it too.
Oh no, you're good. I think just like comforting.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good word for you, Megan. Comforting. Yeah, that fits you to a T.
That's always kind of what I've wanted to do to the makeup artistry. Like, it's so intimidating. And like, I just want to be that like open door. Like, you can get your makeup professionally done and it's not like a big Kardashian weird thing. Like,
normalize it a little bit.
Yeah.
Such a great word. I love that. That's the first one I've heard. So I've got a few have said authentic and honest and so comforting. I like that one. And lastly, how can listeners find you? How can they work with you?
Yeah, so you can find pretty much everything at meganbertschbeauty.com, MEGANBERTSCH beauty.com.
Perfect.
And, I'm also on Instagram. I have a lot of fun there. It's Megan Bertsch Beauty. There's a book button you can just hit.
Just book it.
It's really nice. Yeah.
So slick.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm on TikTok as Megan Bertsch Beauty too. I'm not very good on TikTok, but you can check me out there.
Go hang out there too. And what areas do you service for makeup if people are looking to book with you?
So if you want to like come to me, I have a studio in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. But I travel pretty much anywhere with enough foresight and some mileage fees.
Great. Travel expenses covered. You get Megan. Amazing. Cool. And do you have any special offers or anything you want to highlight for listeners? Things that you like?
I think people don't know they can just hit that book now and, get professional makeup for whatever. I'm open, Tuesday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays. And we'll come hang out. It'll be great.
I'll send everyone your way. I already do. Okay. I've had seniors this summer that have come from you. I know, and they just are lit up. They show up for their sessions. I'm like, I've never felt this beautiful. They're so happy with their makeup. So
that's so nice. I remember a couple of them mentioned you were doing that. So
yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah,
awesome.
senior pictures are still big right now.
Yeah, they're good stuff.
October. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still going. We got them going through probably, till about end of October with our weather around here.
Yeah. If you want pretty fall leaf senior pictures.
Yeah. Perfect. Dream team right here. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Megan. It was a pleasure to have you on. Yes.
Oh, anytime.